Well, hello everyone, I'm Steve. Mark's around. Say hi, Mark. Y'all know he's here, so this is Smokeysteveandmarc. Welcome back, and happy day indeed. Is it smoky where you are? Maybe a little? First for Canada, first for us all. So, I hope everyone's well, everyone's safe. Tonight we have another Steve Will Try It, but a little different. We're gonna have a little bit of a retrospective. We've done, as we've looked now, about 12 Steve Will Try It, and then 3 shorts as well. So we still have all those products for the most part. So I was going to go back through some of them that we did, give you my little "are we still using it now" speech, and we'll be upfront about this. And we're trying out something new in one of them tonight, so we'll have a little sweet treat that we'll show you how to do before the end. So because there's so many, I need a little list. So first coming in, this feels like years ago, Waffle Maker. We received the home mail. It was the Waffle Maker, a housewife's dream. This was a lovely one. This was a gift. It makes bubble waffles. I'm not sure if you remember the bubble waffles that we did. Had its own batter to make. Came out delicious. Primarily because bubble waffles and waffles aren't usually too much part of my regular eating. It doesn't get used as much as the other appliances, but it worked perfectly fine for what it did. So it's still definitely a keeper. All right. You know, Kathy Mitchell, that's my homegirl, okay? So we tried out from the book, Steve Tried, a recipe out of dump cakes. For anyone who's not familiar with the concept, it's very little stirring, very little prep. The idea is that you can just dump everything in, one on top of another, and throw it in the oven. We did make a dump cake. It came out pretty good. So it's more like a cobbler. Like when she throws in the canned pie filling, cake, and then butter, the butter in the cake mix turns into like a crumb topping, and then the bottom is like cobblery, and it gets that gooey part where it's almost still a little undercooked. Very good. It's a good concept. But with dump cakes, I found some of these aren't exactly dumps. And as I went further after we had already reviewed it, there's a couple other ones that I've tried, but to be fair, if you have to make an entire cake mix and then dump on sprinkles, that doesn't make it a dump cake. And that seems to be what she was trying to sell here. So that's my girl, but... And then, of course, its companion was Dump Dinners. Now, Dump Dinners was a second. The other one came out first, Dump Cakes. And we tried out a Sloppy Joe Bake from here. And again, it was very trademark of this whole line of dump things. Few ingredients, very few. I think it was a can of biscuits, a pound of ground beef, half a cup of ketchup, and some Worcestershire sauce, and somehow between ketchup and Worcestershire sauce, it tasted just like the kind of Sloppy Joe manwich type things I had as a kid. So that was very good. Same challenge, though. Sure, in the commercial, she's just dumping and baking and dumping and making dinner, but when you start to look through the recipes, you see that most of them are just a little more intricate. You probably don't need any special culinary skills to do anything, but there's cheese in almost everything. A lot of prepared foods. This is not going to be vegan, keto, or earth-friendly. Think of like church basement, potluck type dishes. That's the bulk of what is in here. And those are perfectly fine for what they are. I haven't made any recently, but certainly not opposed. Not in the slightest. I dropped something. It knocked into my next Steve Will Try It, the turbo cooker, which I talked about at length before one came into my life. For anyone who doesn't remember, this big dome top goes on top of a pan, which will left in the bottom. There's a rack that goes on top and a dome that goes on that. The premise of the whole turbo cooker is that you can fry food in the bottom, and the heat from it, the steam will be superheated up here and would cook what you had on top. We tried making pasta and sauce with it and meatballs, and it was okay. We made a little cake. Actually, I've made a couple little cakes, I have to say. And as far as still using it now, for those, I like it. I like to make a little celebration cake, Mother's Day, Father's Day, that kind of thing. And it's easy. It comes together super quick on the stove, and you can't burn a steamed cake. For other purposes, though, I have to say, as much as I was oohing and ahhing, it's a good part of the kitchen, but I don't use it as often as actually I thought I would. So there goes the turbo cooker. Right, Turbo Kitty? Oh, yeah. So for anyone who may be new, welcome. You may be wondering, what? What is your fascination and inspiration from TV infomercial products? You know, guys, I love infomercials. Kathy Mitchell is like a stepmother to me. I think of her, what would she do in tight situations? Ron Popeil. I was kind of a chunky, lonely kid. So I spent a lot of time watching TV while everyone else was out playing. And I fell in love with infomercials. They were very safe. They're very interesting to me. How people get so excited over something that scrambles eggs in the microwave is always, interesting. Now that was from the very first Steve Will Try It, just say. So, guess what's up next? The Wonder Washer. Are you tired of doing laundry? Are you tired of lifting all those heavy, dirty clothes to take to the laundromat? Has doing laundry got you all wrung out? Introducing the Wonder Washer, the portable, affordable, easy way to do your laundry. Just perfect for small apartments, dorm rooms, camping and fishing, vacation. No more messing with all those dirty, smelly clothes. With the Wonder Washer, you can wash your clothes as you need them, anywhere. The Wonder Washer is a great alternative to those expensive home washers.
Even my dirtiest jeans come out clean in no time.
It features a super strong motorized base, a removable plastic basin with a lid complete with drainage holes built right in. Simply add your clothes, fill the basin with water, and add a little laundry soap. Yeah, I said just a little bit. Wonder Washer also saves you money because you don't need to use a lot of soap. It even has a setting for delegates. Laundromats can be crowded and very expensive. No need to waste time there anymore. The Wonder Washer is your new best friend. It agitates like a regular washing machine. Yes, the Wonder Washer. Now, this came into our lives at an interesting time. COVID created this habit of mine where we would have piles and piles of laundry that needed to be done. And because we have a huge wardrobe, because we have different t-shirts for every day of the week, sometimes two, they pile up fast. So what we thought was maybe get something for the house, a little hand washer. First of all, you think, let me get my own washer dryer. And then I'm like, yeah, right. Who am I, PewDiePie? I'm not buying washer dryers. But to have the option to wash a few things on hand or a few delicates, this is what came up. Now, you guys saw the commercial, and I hope you saw the video. We did like it. We still have it on hand. We have washer dryer in our building where we are right now. So what Mark likes it for is whites and delicates, because we often don't have enough whites to make a full load together. If you just want to get the smell off something, it comes together quick. It's like a 13-minute wash, and then no water element coming in. You're just putting water in with soap, and it does wonderful things, and you have laundry. But you have to dump it out again after. So for what it is, to just do a few things, it never backed up. I never had it tip over. It looks like a giant blender when you put it together. So we do keep it, and I think we probably will be using it again at some point. So it's not just collecting dust. So next we are on to breakfast, and we had the yummy bacon can. This was not bad. You had the piece in here. I'd be embarrassed if this was dirty right now, but I'd be honest too. So the gist was you can make bacon in the microwave. The bacon came out cooked. It was okay, but it is to clean. It is awful to clean. You have to run scalding hot water, and then do you want to put bacon grease down the drain? Do you save it? I know some people like it for cooking. It did have a pinkish hue to it, but so does bacon. So it's something we used once or twice since we showed it, but frankly, it's easier to just throw it in the oven. What also came with bacon was eggs. And we had our eggs made in the microwave. So we went through this as well. Microwave omelet maker. So eggs one side, flip, they puff up, you have a half moon of egg. It also came with a thing to make poached eggs, and this goes pretty quick in the microwave. And microwaved eggs, no matter how you make them, are microwaved eggs. They're good, they're not great. So I haven't used this since, I have to say. I imagine a circumstance will come up, and if it doesn't within 12 months, I'm throwing it out. Well, hello! Fancy seeing you here. We are in the kitchen. We're in the kitchen because we had some kitchen products that we tried out. Now, first over here I have the Instant Pot. Does anyone not know what an Instant Pot is? Have you never heard of Elvis? It's a very, very popular item. We were late in the game getting them. How did it make its way onto Steve Will Try It was that I wanted to bake in it. I hadn't baked in the Instant Pot, and I heard you could do it. So we actually tried out a recipe from the Bake Instant Pot cookbook. This was a gift. It was a very nice gift. And we tried out some brownies. And the brownies came out okay. I was rather impressed with them. Is it fussy? I don't know, but it's never gonna burn. It's like the turbo cooker. If it's cooked with steam, it's never gonna burn. So to that end, the brownies came out good. Couldn't argue with that. So this is one we use a lot. I imagine if you have one, you use it too. Our caloric, my beloved caloric. I use this thing every day, hours a day. I've been making dehydrated everything. What we tried, because we've had it for a while and we loved it, was trying out the rotisserie function. So they came with these torture devices that you jam a chicken between, of course, and it rotates. It's delicious. It tastes like rotisserie chicken. It was cooked in the time it said it would. It didn't flop around and wobble the whole time. And just for all the other features, I actually might have a how-to Steve Will Try It type thing of making fruit strips, because I've been making everything into dehydrated food. It's a little thing I do. So this as a whole gets plenty of use. The rotisserie function, we would use it again. We just haven't had chicken in a while. Lastly, we have our Dash. Now, I think a lot of people probably had the Dash Mini. We had the Express Griddle. It's 8 inches, and I love it. I absolutely love it. I've done all sorts of stuff in here. It's so much easier than turning on the oven or even the caloric. Like, this is easier than this even sometimes. So I was very happy with it. It's still easy to clean. It's still user-friendly. And we just happen to have a new recipe for you tonight. A little bit of a sweet treat using the Dash. And we're in the kitchen. So, in the spirit of Dash and Steve Will Try It, we are going to try something new in the Dash. Now, on the commercial you find on YouTube, they have the machine. They open it up, it looks all sexy, and there's this bubbly chocolate chip cookie inside. And I thought, liars! So we're gonna find out if it's true or not. But we're gonna take a few different steps. We need cookie dough. You can make your own. We're gonna be making an chocolate chip ice cream cookie sandwich. So you need chocolate chip cookie dough, ice cream, rainbow, not chocolate. Unsubscribe if it's chocolate. So, at any rate, the thing that I was concerned with is how do we get the cookie in, how do we get the cookie out without letting the whole thing cool? So for the sake of stickiness, Mark said, well, what about parchment? Well, okay. So this machine's cold, it's not plugged in, but to get the shape of the cookie I want, I'm gonna scoop up some dough and sort of mash it out with my hands to get something sort of in the shape of the line of it. So I'll fill it out the whole way around, and I'll show you that when we get back. Okay, so we have it pushed out to the edges. Now, I'm going to take the whole thing on the parchment, take it off. Now, plug in the Dash, and let it go until the light turns off. Alright, so we are preheated. Look at that. And again, Steve is trying this. We are trying. We're going to put the parchment with the cookie on it, whole thing right in. Ease it right into the spot that it was in, so it all hits there at once. I'm going to hit the top with a little non-sticks in case it does rise. It doesn't stick to that. And close. Parchment in. I'm sure it's fine. And we're going to give it... I'll let you know when we're done. Okay, it's been 11 minutes and 42 seconds. And that's what we have. So, I don't know why I'm testing it. There's a pastry chef holding a camera. But it feels okay to me. Now, this thing retains heat like a cast iron skillet does. So I'm going to try to get it up and out of here without disturbing it too much. So I'm going to try to pull the parchment real tight and just scoot it over. Okay. All right. So we're gonna let that cool. I'm gonna put together another one, throw another one in, and then once they're done and cooled, we'll reconvene for assembly, okay? Cookie number 2. Now this has to go into the freezer. We'll let it cool a little bit, and then we will come back for assembly. Ta-da! So, we have both of our cookies. They are both cooled completely. We chucked them into the freezer and the fridge to take a little bit of time off of it. And now we're going to assemble our giant chocolate chip ice cream sandwich cookie. So, you couldn't have one without ice cream. So we're going to use a cast iron skillet just to have some place to put it. The ice cream's kind of melty, so we'll be able to kind of catch it on the sides. Take our first cookie. Take our ice cream. And expect a mess. Just embrace it. There's going to be a mess. We want to put a fair amount in, at least the height of the cookie, if not maybe like 1.5 the height of the cookie. All right, and now I have the other one here. I'm going to put on top. Press it in just a little. And then this needs to freeze solid. So this is going to go into the freezer until it's frozen solid. And when it's ready to cut and show you a piece, I will bring you back. Ta-da! Think of beauty, isn't it? So this was closer to 2 hours, an hour to 2 hours to get it to just firm up enough. And let's see if it lifts. It lifts. Okay. So there is our giant cookie sandwich. Of course, it needs some sprinkle. Yoink, yoink. Okay. Put it on a plate, and then there's no like baked marks kind of on it. It could do a little dressing up. Powdered sugar fixes everything. So we're just gonna put a little bit of that on top. And there we have it. A giant ice cream cookie sandwich with sprinkles. I think Mark will like this. What do you think? Okay, it's a couple other products. We're rounding the clubhouse bend. The one we had tried was the overlight, and that we installed actually in our front room closet. It's a motion sensor light. It picks you up within 8 to 10 feet, stays lit for a minute, great for closets, driveways, cabinets that are too deep. Still works. Easy to install. If I had to change the batteries, I think I would know how to do it. So that went pretty good. We still have it. The other one was the Comfy Curve, which is for back support. It's supposed to be supportive, goes into like the small of your back to keep yourself up right size like that. And it came as is, and then with a little pillow to add a little extra to it. Some days it feels good, some days it feels like medieval torture. So depending on how my back feels, I use it or I don't. Of all the ones I've talked about so far, I probably use it more than the others. So, comfy curvy. Now, one of the larger ones that we have, this was more of a we will try it, was our Pretty Care cordless, rechargeable, stand-up, 4-function vacuum. This was very exciting to cover, and I've been very excited to clean, actually. I swear to God, I'm not trying to blow smoke or anything, but I do a lot more vacuuming because it's not a hassle. I'll kind of leave it around like a dustbuster. Every night after I do the cat's thing, sweep it over. After they eat, it gets messy, pick up litter, pick up crumbs. Our hallway is extremely long and is usually covered in cat toys, the stray bits of fur here and there, and a lot of hardwood floor. So it's been good for that too. To say it works good on hardwood, and on carpet, and on throw rugs, and shag, and everything so far. No complaints. I've emptied it out once already. I've had to recharge it. I can figure out how to do it. It's easy. So, and okay. Well, we'll start with the second to last. We just did a video on this, the Ruby monkey magnets. These we had in the kitchen. attached to cabinet doors, sliding doors, any kind of door you want to keep closed. And you put one piece on the door and one piece on the wall, and they hold together. Now, this is not child-proof. Actually, the way I did that was, no, that was right. It's not child-proof. It's just meant to give you a little extra tug when you're pulling something open, especially if you have cabinets. We have old cabinets, and they don't want to stay shut. You close it, they open. They close it, you open. So we installed a few in the kitchen, and for the most part, they've been good. We only had one issue with one of them because the wood was so old that when the magnets collected together, when the cabinet was shut, I pulled it open, and the magnet stayed with a chunk of wood. So the magnets are very strong, but to meet our needs, they've been pretty good, just in the kitchen so far, but we'll see. And what is the Grady. I'm sure you guys saw the Grady. I don't have it to show, not even the box, because we got rid of it. It didn't work, and it kind of half broke while I was using it, but I watched other reviews who people have done it, and people smarter than me still couldn't make it work. So it grated cheese, but our box grater grates cheese, and there's very few moving parts. So I was very, very, very disappointed, I would say, with the Grady. So we haven't used that again. I don't believe we will. I think it went out with the garbage this week. And that's about all we got to wrap up. Now, of course, Mark has to weigh in a little bit. He's been the cameraman, and he does the research with me, and he sees what's what. So before we wrap up and talk about maybe some favorites, let's bring him in. Mark! You come in. Come hither. You guys remember Mark.
Hey, everybody!
So thank you for joining us.
Oh, you're very welcome.
So Steve will try it. It's been a whole lot of fun for Steve.
Yes.
But of course, Mark has been along for the ride, doing the filming, looking at the products, checking out reviews, and we live in the same house. So he's going to see them as much as I do, and maybe use them. So I wanted to pick your brain of all the stuff we've done. What really stuck out to you?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe what was your favorite of all of them?
Well, I would say definitely the funnest video to make. Oh yeah, the Wonder Washer. It was so much fun to do. And I really think it's a cool little item. I do.
Yeah.
I personally like it for two reasons. One, I do the whites in here. We don't have enough to do a whole load of whites, and we have coin operated washer and dryer in the basement. So it's great for whites, and it's great for like sweaters.
Yeah.
It's like a delicate thing. So, but that's pretty much all I use it for now. Back when we didn't have a washer or dryer, you were using it every night.
Jeans, bath towels,
whatever. We got a drying rack and everything, you know.
Yeah.
But I think it's a nifty little item, and I think it's kitschy and fun. And but I would say my most practical favorite product was definitely the sweeper.
The sweeper's very nice.
Yes, I love using that thing, and it's so easy to clean. And oh gosh, we don't use a broom or a regular bag.
No, I could sell the damn thing.
I
I'm
know.
just very,
I do like it.
I haven't found anything I don't like about it.
Yeah.
Yet. So.
And there wasn't anything that we did that I could say I absolutely hate it. The Grady. I didn't count for the Grady.
The Grady.
I don't think it even exists.
The Grady's not with us anymore.
He chucked
it came upon an unfortunate accident.
Yeah. So what was your favorite item?
Dash.
I knew it.
Absolutely.
He uses it all the time.
That thing.
Yeah,
we don't even need an oven.
Right?
We have a caloric and a dash and a coffee pot, a Keurig. That's all we need. But everything, cakes. I made blueberry muffins over the weekend. I was like, God, I want something sweet.
You did. It was good.
Ripped through the cabinets, found a blueberry muffin mix, the ones that start with a K, Kruns or whatever it is. And for the size of the dash, I just split it in half, made the whole thing and made half and half, and it made these giant blueberry muffins that were about yay thick.
Yeah.
And just chopped them up, gave some to my parents. They were tasty.
Yeah.
And for $2 and a little bit of my time, I had dessert for a couple nights, as opposed to buying.
And it was good. It was. I will attest to that. I'm a big sweet freak, you know, and it was good. Definitely.
It was good. But I've done eggs, other stuff, and I just like it. I made sandwiches in it.
Well, how about the least favorite?
My least favorite. Grady is up there, I think.
Yeah.
I can't think of any other ones, actually.
No.
Grady was the one that was almost like a total... It was like a total bust. It didn't come close to
what it was
for me
too, yeah.
So, but, you know,
where
okay.
are we going from here? He put together a Steve Will Try It playlist if you didn't see them
There
all.
is.
That's cool.
Yeah. At the end of the video, it'll be up with the other cards. You can check out the
Yeah.
playlist. Because I said we got about a dozen videos and 3 shorts, I
And
think.
the only thing we have actually left in our possession moving forward, we have the Nutra Chopper.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be fun. I'm anxious to see how that one turns out.
Yeah.
And but really, that's about it, you know.
So if you guys have any suggestions, you know, you don't have to mail things. Just if you have any suggestions, comment below, send us a message, send us a link to the product, and we could check it out. And then if we want to get it for the show, you know, we could do that. So
and definitely thank you to those of you who did mail us stuff. It's so much fun to like open it up.
Oh my god, yeah, that's
and
always
be
fun.
like, oh my gosh, it's a Steve Will Try It thing.
I know.
It's so cool. Yeah, if you have any suggestions, let us know because
Definitely.
I don't know where we're gonna go. And well, of course, you're gonna be doing some more shorts, and we're gonna put together a short compilation too with some new ones with the ever elusive "Where Did It Go?" Peeps Pepsi Steve Will Try It. We'll have to put that in the short
Long lost,
compilation.
never made it. Never made it to YouTube. So,
all right.
well, thank
See
you
you later.
Thank you, Mark, and thank you all for joining. We've had a channel for a few years, and this is a late in the day kind of segment that we had thought of, and it's actually something I'm legitimately interested in, and don't have to read up on a whole lot. And it's hard to say you're passionate about something so lame, but you know, call me a geek and that'll be that, I guess. So thank you all for joining us, and thank you all for watching. Please do subscribe, hit the notification bell. You get alerts when we have new videos and go live. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. All of that's in the contact information below in the description. Thank you, and we'll catch up with you very soon. So thanks for watching. Bye. Say bye, Mark. Bye. So in my line of work, I get the munchies a lot. So I love my egg and omelet wave. Makes the best omelets ever. They go great with Hot Pockets and chocolate milk.